and you're not going to do that with appreciation.
Absolutely. And that's one of the biggest things that I tell people when they're looking at those smaller markets is don't expect it to double and triple in value. Like that town might have a 30,000 population, but 20 years ago, it had a 30,000 population.
So yeah, they're not going up in value very fast.
But they're typically, especially the older ones here in Nebraska, they're stable. They have one or two major suppliers, and the institutional investors won't touch it. There's some areas in submarkets around Omaha that you'll see a bigger private equity fund go and just buy an apartment building or build an apartment building. Is more common from what I've seen. But there's a lot more opportunity for the new investors. And those new investors are trying to crack in Omaha, where there's a lot of competition and a lot of people that know what they're doing. So it's hard to break in when you don't have a lot of capital to start out. So I think, looking in your local market, it's that advantage of geographical, if you have familiarity with that submarket, you could be the king of that town.
Yeah, and he lives south of Lincoln, so for him, Beatrice wasn't far, so
absolutely
it makes sense. So.
And it's, people don't realize all the things that make it more difficult. Like I looked at a couple deals in Beatrice, and I don't know any property managers in that area, so I probably have to self-manage. I don't know any contractors that'll go that far out of the way. The scale of everything is more difficult. And I was looking at a 40-unit apartment building down there, and the numbers were great, but the personnel problem that I didn't have a solution for.
Yeah. Well, he's actually pulling out of Beatrice and moving everything to Lincoln. We'll kind of dive into that a little bit on the podcast, but that's more so they can scale. He was in Stewart, something like that. Beatrice and Lincoln.
Yeah.
He's got 120. Well, it's kind of hard to manage that in 3 different areas, and he's self-managing. So
yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, yeah, look forward to it.
Yeah. And with that, we'll see you off into the episode. Boom, 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 boom. Welcome, Grant. Appreciate you showing up. So
happy to be here.
So I told you I guess I heard a rumor about you. I wanted to get some clarity on. So you were BiggerPockets 998 or something.
Yes.
I heard you were the reason the host got fired from your episode.
Down. Yeah, it all went downhill after I was on there. It's pretty strange though. That was a crazy, because I didn't know what was happening when we recorded the podcast. Yeah. Then after I recorded, all that stuff came out, and I was like, "Holy smokes!"
Yeah, because you were one of the last with Dave and Rob.
I was
David
on
and Rob. Sorry.
Yeah, so I didn't do David and Rob. I had Henry.
Oh, did you?
So it was